Fortnite has a bit of an OG problem. Or does it? Is it going to have a Fortnite OG problem? I've been thinking about this for some while. The announcement came at some point last week. I've been listening to a lot of people's opinions online about how it's good and bad, and most of those opinions are coming from people who have been playing the game for a very, very long time. I respect that, you know, the nostalgia of it and everything, but my opinion kind of comes from somebody that has been playing the game since this time last year. This is I'm almost rolling into my first year of playing Fortnite fully, being a Fortnite content creator. So I thought I'd take the perspective of a new player to a degree, without the history of having played Fortnite from the beginning. So a lot of stuff that is happening, like the remix thing, an OG Fortnite last year, and Chapter 5, it's all new to me. Everything is new to me. Everything is the first time I've experienced these things. So I'm coming at it from a different perspective. Oh, that's not bad first chest. So yeah, I do have notes, I do have opinions. But yeah, before we start, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Fortnite OG coming back and doing a full 10 all seasons run? I don't know if it's going to be for the whole year. It will probably wind up going until next November. I think it's a good and a bad thing. I'll get into both. I'm just concerned that I'm going to wind up finding people and then that's going to ruin my whole vibe. No, there's a car here, which is perfect. So I'm going to start with saying I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because it will boost the overall economy of Fortnite. Last year when they had OG Fortnite, we saw an increase of, I think it was 5 million. I'll put the correct numbers on the screen. Of 5 million people playing Fortnite OG for that month. And then going into Chapter 5 as well, they stuck around for a fair while. A similar thing has happened this year with Remix. I think it's between 3 and 4 million people have kind of come in to have a look and see how it plays, see how it looks. And again, that's kind of pushing the interest for Chapter 6. I think what Fortnite have done, what they're doing rather, is they're bringing back Fortnite OG as a full chapter playthrough for two reasons. Reason one being they saw the impact it had bringing it back for a month. So I can't fight people, but I'm so tempted to. They saw the impact it had on a month and how big it boosted the start of Chapter 5. So bringing it back full time should, in their analytical theory, and from my perspective, they're probably thinking it will help boost numbers for Chapter 6 all year round. And if there is I can't help myself. Okay. I'm too focused on trying to make a good video. There's somebody there as well. Okay, sorry. Bear with me one moment. I can't help it. What now? I think in their minds, if they bring back OG Fortnite, it means one of two things. It means that me as a new player starting from last year, means that I get to experience OG Fortnite in its entirety, which is fantastic. It also means that it's going to help boost Chapter 6 in its entirety as well. Now, where you are over there, I'm really not getting anything said at the moment because there are too many people. Hello. Can we cut that out, please? There's somebody else here. I'm in full combat mode now. Run away. And where was I? And there's somebody else here. God, you've really... Come on. Just let me monologue. Do I just... where's my car? Do I go or do we fight this? Well... That's fine. It's what do I expect for interacting with so many people? Yeah, I think that it helps boost Chapter 6 as well. I think it helps boost Chapter 6 short term. Now, if they also have a season like Season 3 this year, we've wrecked, and we all know how that went.
This season is absolute dog fucking water.
I think it's going to be a case of people will drop onto the OG Battle Royale and then come back, but I also have my reservations on it So those are the two reasons. I think it's one, it's going to attract more people to the game all year round. Two, it means that new people like myself get to experience chapter 2 for the first time. And we get to experience OG chapter rather for the first time properly in its full over the course of the year with chapter 6. Now, the biggest concern I have rather, is that it might spread everybody a bit too thin, because I need to move my phone because I have notes. My concern really sits on the fact that with BR, with the Battle Royale being build or no build, ranked being build or no build, reloaded being build or no build, and ranked reloaded being build or no build, you're going to then have OG build or no build, you're going to have OG ranked build or no build, you're going to have the open world as well coming next year, which will be build, no build, who knows? And then we'll have limited, we have LTMs as well, maybe 4 LTMs. There's going to be a lot of main Fortnite experiences, and everybody is going to be spread really thin. Now, this is countered by them saying, well, we'll bring back OG Fortnite all year round. And it means to them that their hopes is probably that means that will help balance every single game mode and prevent them from having to put in too many bots. The biggest problem right now, though, is that bots already seem to be a little bit of a problem. Now, I get bot lobbies because I have only been playing for a year. Skill-wise, I am a mid player. I'm not a Courage JD or a Cypher PK. I can't put in the hours that they put in. I would love to, but I just can't. Please, just for the love of... I'm trying to... Can you stand still, please? Oh, okay. Oh, you picked up a gun. That's... I was talking about bots, right? But speaking of bots... So the trouble is if there's a drop-off in player count, which inevitably there will be, the concern is that all of these Battle Royale modes specifically, there's somebody outside, they're going to start to suffer from having more bots. Oh, okay, I think I'm just going to stage exit this so I can carry on talking. I don't want to have to get eliminated again. Right, get in the car and we'll drive down to the swamp and re-heal. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Where were we? Bots. The biggest problem is the bots could become a big problem and ruin the game for a lot of people, or it could push more people into ranked, which is probably what's happened this year. And in actual fact, when a lot of people haven't been enjoying the main BR chapter 5, because it has been a bit hit and miss, a bit too wacky, they do need to kind of pull it back a bit. I do wonder if people will drop onto different modes. Now, are people going to get tired of playing OG Fortnite where compared to how chapter 6 is going to play? Is chapter 6 going to play similar to chapter 5? Is it going to have, big collabs, big movement? Is it going to be similar to that, or is it going to be more of a, an in-between the other chapters and this? Or is it just going to be another step forward into what Fortnite is looking for in the future? Which, again, if you want to do that, take strides forward like they did with chapter 5, because with the exception of Wrecked, chapter 5 was quite fun for me as a first-time player. All those first-time experiences were really fun. However, it was a bit bland in texture and coloring and what have you, and going back to things like Reload and playing this remix map, which is colorful and vibrant and more of a, I don't know if you want to call it cartoonish style, but it's certainly a lot more pleasing on the eyes. Now, I'm hopeful that chapter 6 kind of takes a leaf out of the older season chapters and is similar. I hope so, but I'm also very aware that they'll try to plant more feet forward. But it does feel like bringing back the OG chapter in its entirety is almost a 2 steps forward, 1 step back mentality for Epic. Constantly having one eye on the past whilst looking at the future is fine, but do that via gameplay, do that via the loot pool, do that via how the map feels and everything as well. And instead of just trying to kind of, you can please original OG fans by having, you know, those OG sensibilities on the new maps whilst evolving the game all the time. You don't have to have like chapter 6 be this whole thing where it's like chapter 6 is only going to appease the newer players, so we have to appease the older players with OG and reload. You're gonna start splitting everything a lot more, and that means that more bots, and it means more conflict, more frustration. Everything's gonna dip, valley, and peak all the time. Yeah, I don't know, it's such a... I'm happy for it, but at the same time, I'm a bit kind of... I'm concerned as well. Where are you? You're here. Perfect. Was there somebody else here? Probably not. And then the next... Oh, there are 2 people coming by. I'm just going to leave. The next big question I have is that if you do this now with the first chapter, then we get chapter 3 Remix OG again next November. Do we then get chapter 2? Oh my goodness me, will you just... Thank you. Perfect. Does that mean that come this time next year, does it mean that chapter 2 in its entirety is going to happen in 2020? Is this a sniper rifle? 2026. Does this mean that now we're therefore going to get stuck into this loop of having 1 month with an old chapter and then a full year with an old chapter? Oh my god, that actually scared everything out of me. Alongside the new chapter. Does Fortnite really need to diversify itself that much? Does it need to spread itself that much? Because now now they've kind of started a trend of they've started something that they can't get out of, basically. And I don't know, as a part-time content creator, I don't know if I can spread myself that thin on everything. Oh, it kind of is. Oh, okay, cool. I like that. Like I said, I have lots of pros and cons. Let me know what you think. How do you think it's all gonna, you know, work out for Fortnite? Do you think it's gonna help it? Do you think it's gonna hinder it? Do you think Chapter 6 will have a big player base because of OG coming back? Or do you think it's gonna hinder Chapter 6? Because I think my focus point for next year, I'd already decided, was going to be Chapter 6 and then the new open world stuff when that eventually arrives. I don't know how much of the OG content I can cover. I don't know how I'm going to cover it alongside Chapter 6 as well. It's very, it's a lot it's a lot to digest, you know, on a weekly basis. So yeah, there's a helicopter, and then once that helicopter's gone away, I just need to check and make sure my notes, I've covered everything in my notes. So yeah, I'm not negative on it. I'm not positive on it. I think it's a good, I think it's a good and bad thing. You were running a rate at me. I am getting out of here. I'm not too sure. I'm going to let it play out. I think we all have to. I'm hoping they do have a plan in place to make Chapter 6 more appealing than the OG chapter, because I think from a content creator's perspective, a lot of content creators have been pulling away from Chapter 5. They were very much done with it, and they were enjoying the more simplistic feel of Reloaded, and now Chapter 2 Remix, season, whatever you want to call it. I do wonder how Chapter 6 is going to play out. If it's going to play out similarly to Chapter 5, I think we might run into problems in terms of player base. I'm going to be covering Chapter 6 no matter what. I will... Yeah, okay, there's somebody out there with a sniper with my name on it. That's fun. Where are you? You're up there. Son of a... Ow. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap the video up here. I think I've covered everything I want to cover. It's a wait and see for me. As a new player, I'm excited. There's more. There's more for me to experience. There's more first-time things I can experience because I didn't get to experience them initially. But I'm concerned about the level of bots. I'm concerned about how these different BR modes are going to drop off. How is it going to affect the overall player base with so much going? won't be refueling my car then. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Will you be playing OG Fortnite, or will you be playing Chapter 6? Will you be playing both? Are you happy that they're bringing back OG Fortnite in its entirety? Or do you think it's going to crush the hopes and dreams of Chapter 6? Let me know in the comments down below. If you managed to make it to the end of the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I do make Fortnite content like this and other stuff with Fortnite almost every single week. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully I can try and win this game. I very much doubt it. If you've watched any of my content, yeah, I'm now going to wrap up terribly. I'm just going to wander around this house. Awkward. I am cut. Yeah, that's probably more than enough.